a lot for joining us on SimpliFlying. We're here today with Doug Miller, who is the Vice President at Livingsocial. Doug, tell us quickly a little about yourself and what exactly Livingsocial does for some of our audience who might not be in the know.
Sure. So I head up new initiatives for Livingsocial. Have been doing that since August of last year when I left Expedia. I was at Expedia for 7 years before, so a big lover of the travel space. About Livingsocial, we're in the daily deals space. We offer one fantastic deal every day in 240 markets around the world.
Wow.
We have 12 countries now, and in addition to our daily deals business, which is focusing on all the great things you can discover in a city, we also have an escapes business, which is very focused on travel, something we've launched in North America and we're going to bring to Europe now.
Very interesting. So we've had a lot of discussions with airlines, lots of questions and curiosity whether group deals are a race to the bottom or group deals are a good opportunity for us to tap on. What's your take? Is it the deal itself is not profitable? So how does an airline actually make profit off the deal?
Yeah, so today in the escapes business we're very focused on destinations and lodging properties. We haven't yet done a great deal of work with the airlines, although we're talking to them, and I guess my perspective is we want to work with the industry in a way that is going to solve the needs of the industry.
Right.
So the nature of in the space that you're most interested in, the nature of those conversations with airlines thus far has been mostly on point-to-point routes where they may be entering a market, or they may be soft in a particular route, or they may be trying to compete or conquest a market, and those are where a lot of the discussions have focused. There also are a lot of opportunities where we're just purely complementary. I discussed some of this before, but where the restaurant and spa and attraction content that we're aggregating with 1,500 people around the world working in these 240 markets, that type of content is very relevant to a traveler who's coming to New York or coming to Vegas or coming to. So that is another way that we may approach the airline.
So you touched on two concepts there. One was new route launches as well as loads flights with not high loads.
Yeah.
So it seems that exposure or reach is something that goes hand in hand with that deal, right?
Yeah.
Now, how important is it to then cross-sell and upsell other materials to the passengers? Do you think that's key?
Well, and so the other aspect of how Livingsocial has worked with partners in the travel space, I'll give you some lodging examples and then we'll extrapolate that into air.
Sure.
So the focus is on telling the story of a property, telling the story of the potential of a destination, creating almost a weekend in the box kind of concept,
that's neat.
right?
Yep.
And then as the consumer buys that, they're going to engage with the property directly to get the dates that they want. And it's at that moment, which is very different than the OTA model, it's at that moment, well before they arrive at the destination, they already have started a conversation with the property, and upsell and cross-sell starts to come into play.
Right.
I'll give you the example of the Hard Rock Hotel in Chicago, where they put an incentive plan in place with the reservation agents. As those Livingsocial members called in, they were upselling and cross-selling and managed to double their net revenue as a result of that. So I think in the air space, it's not terribly different in that let's say that we put a $50 for 100 voucher out there in the market for EasyJet or JetBlue or whoever it may be. If the right structure can be put in place, then as those calls come in, they can make sure to direct that towards the right routes or set it up as that it applies to the particular routes, as well as upsell, cross-sell, other opportunities. It's a little less clear in the airspace, but something that we'll have to work through with the airlines and figure that out.
Very, very interesting. Now, there's a dilemma. To do or not to do. Airlines are saying this is something new. Virgin America, Lufthansa, Brazil, they've tried it. Estonian Air, almost had to stop it because they sold too many tickets. What would you advise an airline? To wait right now and watch how others are doing it? Or is this something, you should give it a shot, see if it works for you, and then go from there? What would you say?
I would say that let's sit down and have a consultation together, right? And given that I'm putting together a team that is specifically focused on the travel vertical within Livingsocial. We are bringing in industry veterans who, many of whom have worked with airlines, many of whom have worked with hotels and or inside of hotels as reservation managers or directors of sales and marketing, as well as with the major OTAs, so they understand the space, and we want to have a conversation and listen and understand the best way to structure it. I also think that if there is a point of entry, sort of jumping in point. You look at what we're doing in the escapes business, where last week we sold 1,000 trips to Cancun.
Oh wow!
So but it's a finite set, and the focus was mostly on saying, here's a great property and here's the destination, here's a package, go buy it. We didn't really drop the customer off anywhere on the air side. One easy way for us to work with airlines is to focus on a destination that matters to them, and then direct traffic directly over to Delta or American or whoever it may be for those bookings. So more to come on that, but there are controlled ways for us to work together that it isn't all about the mass market offer. Now, I will say on the mass market offers that we've done, the Amazon deal, the Fandango deal, those kinds of market offers, they're great trial drivers, and they are terrific in some instances. It may or may not work for all airlines.
Right. So I see two key takeaways. One is have the consultative approach as opposed to just jumping in right away. And secondly, it should be more about airlines can piggyback on the vacations, on the destinations, on the escapes side of things to get rolling.
And then I think the third is let's talk about partnership around the Daily Deal content and how it can become yet another ancillary opportunity for them, as they know the customers, the travelers that are going to particular destinations. We have great destination content. Let's bring those things together.
Fantastic. Well, thanks a lot for sharing that with us. It was a pleasure having you on SimpliFlying.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best.
All right.